Hey besties, right now we're in Peru and I want to say a huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Okay, time to get personal. In my 20s, the only options for therapy were one-on-one in-person sessions. For far too long, I put off going to therapy because I didn't know where to go or how to get started. But now there's BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the largest therapy service in the world and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. Deciding when to start therapy is always a challenge. The common reasons are I don't have enough time for therapy right now, or therapy is just too expensive. Well, BetterHelp solves those problems. It offers more scheduling flexibility than traditional therapy, and the service is affordable. To get started, just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences, and you'll get matched with a licensed therapist. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. BetterHelp is also committed to finding you great therapeutic matches, so it's easy to change your therapist if it's needed. It's time to start your mental health journey. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/besteverfood. Find the link below in the description box, and now on to the show.
In this video,
This is fresh yak?
It's from the yak that we slaughtered.
an isolated mountain village in Nepal
Yes, it doesn't get much more fresh than that.
will turn an entire yak into a never-before-seen feast for the community.
Well, except for the raw meat that I ate with raw blood, but otherwise it doesn't get much more fresh than that.
First, let's back up. The elevation in Nepal varies from about 300 feet above sea level to the highest point on Earth, coming in at about 29,000 feet. Pisang village sits at an elevation of over 10,000.
This is a small village in the mountains, far, far from anywhere else in Nepal. It took literally 8 hours of rocky roads to get here.
For newcomers, the lack of oxygen makes it hard to breathe and even harder to sleep. In winter, it's cold, windy, and inhospitable. But one animal absolutely thrives in these conditions.
What up? What's up? Why did we do this so close to the yaks?
Today, I'm on a mission to experience the unique cuisine in a village so remote they only got roads a few years ago. Some of what's cooked up in home kitchens here is delicious. And some will make you question why you made the painfully long trip out here.
Are you gonna drink this whole thing?
We're gonna do that.
And all of it starts here.
Good morning. Can I tell you something? I slept in this jacket last night. My room, no heat.
It's normal, sir. It's very cold.
This is DORJE. He was born and raised in the hectic capital of Kathmandu, but since he's moved to and settled here in Pisang. Today, he'll show me what life is like at over 10,000 feet in the Himalayas.
I want to understand this place. This place is, from what I can see, slightly inhospitable.
Yes, sir.
But yet, a large community of people choose to live here. Today, I'm going to be hanging out with you and experiencing the food and food culture here. Starting with the yak.
The yaks don't just tolerate these conditions, they're built for it. Their thick coat guards against extreme cold. Their lungs, significantly larger than that of an ox, keep them comfortably oxygenated at this altitude. Most impressive of all, they can survive without food for 7 months. This herd in particular is watched over by Mr. Sonam.
What are your responsibilities as a shepherd?
To take care of yak herd and milk it and create butter out of it.
Most of the country of Nepal is Hindu, but here, the Gurung people follow a different faith.
We follow Buddhism.
You're not allowed to kill anything, even bugs, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how does this work?
We don't kill, but we still consume meat items.
So, who kills?
There are some people who does that kind of work, but we are not directly killing it.
So, those people are not Buddhist, right?
Not Buddhist.
So, you essentially hire like a yak hitman.
Yeah, yes, sir. Like a hitman.
I love this workaround. This is the kind of creativity that I really like to see.
Most cattle graze on grass or get fed grain, but yaks here feed on a variety of natural vegetation, including special Himalayan herbs. As a result, it's said that yak meat here is highly nutritious, but perhaps nothing is more nutrient-rich than what we're about to experience next.
So I've had blood before, but like a sip. Are you gonna drink this whole thing?
We're gonna do that.
Once the animal's chest plate is removed, a villager reaches his arm inside its body to sever a vein. After the blood pools, it's collected and mixed with a pinch of salt.
Oh yeah, it's been sitting a little too long. These are the perils of doing a food review show. You can't eat it right away, and that's kind of a problem when you're drinking blood.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
How's it?
Can I say, I have a friend, his name is Mark Weens. He said he loves how blood tastes. He says it's so milky. I can't say I agree. It's intense. It's hard to get the idea out of my mind that I'm just drinking literal blood. The taste itself isn't bad. There's a little bit of iron flavor on the back end. It's not gamey or anything. What are your honest thoughts?
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
Yes.
Is it really though?
It has many medical benefits. It increases your immune system. It helps a person who are suffering from asthma.
Okay, what about erectile dysfunction?
Yeah, it does help with that too.
Nice. Not that I need that, but maybe down the road.
Okay, sir.
Also, I need that. They are making work of that yak behind us. They're gonna be butchering the whole thing. It's still morning time, and we're gonna be making several dishes from this creature.
Breaking down a yak of this size can take hours. The butchers work carefully to cut and carve with precision, as each section of the animal can be utilized. The organs are removed and set aside, as most will be eaten today. But the meat, a large portion of the meat will be preserved, as locals brace for the winter ahead. Long before refrigerators or freezers, people here developed a method of preservation that's still used today, cleverly drying the meat as it hangs over the warm, radiant hearth. Once dry, the meat can last for months. Right now, it'll be used to add flavor and a bit of protein to our breakfast.
This looks incredible. Is this kind of a normal breakfast?
Yeah, this is ALOO PHING SHA.
This is Mengkhu and this is Karma, a wife and husband team who run a homestay here in Pisang, a place they've called home since birth. Right now, Mengkhu is cooking a Tibetan-inspired noodle dish. Stir-fried dried yak meat with garlic, onion, and cumin powder. Add potatoes and salt. With the addition of water, this becomes a highland curry. The final ingredient, rice noodles.
Oh, fantastic.
We can tear it, dip it.
Oh my gosh, I love this texture.
To accompany our dried yak curry, we have the MOMO, though it's not in its usual form. Instead of stuffing the MOMO with chicken or buffalo,
Nothing in inside.
Interesting strategy.
mix wheat flour with baking powder and water.
I like chicken, buffalo, but maybe I'll like nothing as well.
After folding it into the signature dumpling shape, it's steamed until it cooks through.
It's really delicious and like strong meat flavor. This is like a Vietnamese banh bao outside, and then I'm gonna try this dried yak.
It's good.
It's got some texture to it. You need strong teeth. I think old people could not eat this, right? It's like a yak jerky. Interesting. You have very tough texture, but lots and lots of flavor. I'm so curious about your story because you live here now, but you grew up in Kathmandu.
DORJE has lived in Pisang for 11 years. After schooling in Kathmandu, he came here to care for the land he'd inherited from his parents.
What made you want to go from the biggest metropolis in Nepal here to a village that has not even 500 people?
It's the vibe, peacefulness. It has more beautiful environment than a city area. I can't compare Kathmandu with Pisang. I prefer Pisang.
But Pisang can also be harsh and unforgiving. For one, it's barely accessible. 9 years ago, there were no roads at all.
When was the first time you came here? How old were you?
My mom and dad brought me here when I was 1.5 years old. When I was 19, there was no roadways. I had to walk from Besisar to get to my village. Normally, local people take around maybe 5 days, but for me, I took around 13 days.
These days, a 13-day trek has been reduced to a rocky 8-hour drive from the nearest city, which is good news here because sub-zero temperatures and a lack of resources require residents to import even basic necessities like rice, sugar, salt, and oil.
Before they had roads here, how did you get products that you needed?
Mule.
Mule.
So somebody would walk it from a different city either on a mule or on their back. I'm very fascinated with the community here. So part of today is just about hanging out with you guys, learning more about your food and the lifestyle here. Breakfast, this was amazing, tastes incredible. From here, we have a yak to cook.
Today, this yak will be transformed into 4 main dishes, cooked up by some of the villagers and served to this community. Time to get to work. First, the blood sausage. Here, it starts with liver, kidney, stomach, fat, blood, and meat, all the yak's most nutrient-dense organs. After seasoning with salt and garlic, this chunky mixture is stuffed into the yak's intestines. Then it's boiled until it cooks through. The sausage, known locally as gyuma, can be cooked like this, but there's also a version that involves no cooking at all.
Oh, I know what it smells like. It smells like a slaughterhouse.
The uncooked gyuma is hung above the stove to dry, just like the dried yak meat we tried earlier. Every home in the village has a similar setup, utilizing heat from daily cooking to also dry and preserve meat.
You told me before that you could not have refrigerators here until they built the roads. So before they built the roads, this is the best way to save the meat.
And after 15 days of drying,
This is really hard. You could beat your husband with this. Maybe not. There's some really fatty pieces, but it tastes better than the smell. How are you? You okay? Do you need a Diet Coke?
No.
It's so interesting because so much food I've had in Nepal has just a lot of spices in general so far, but this is nice. It just tastes like the animal. Very simple, but it's good. My favorite part about this village is that these days you have refrigerators, you have some more modern conveniences, but the tradition is the tradition. You still keep doing this, you still keep preparing meat the old way. I love it.
cooking is underway, from fried tripe to a massive mountain of yak curry. Meanwhile, Karma is preparing his own version of a Himalayan tartare, meaning plenty of raw yak meat.
I feel like every time I hang out with you, there's raw blood involved. All that's in here, stomach and soft meat. Yeah. Fantastic. So for those of you following along at home, he starts with salt.
Tasting powder.
Tasting powder? MSG? They call MSG tasting powder. I love it.
This chili powder.
And then this is what brings it all together. Raw blood. It's the glue, it's the bonding agent, it's the alcohol at the party. All right, come on, tasting powder, here we go. A bit rare, really chewy. The stomach has a strong flavor, but the meat's delicious, it's soft, so they work well together. For me, this feels like a village drinking food. Are you supposed to eat this with alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I thought it would be way more gamey and off-putting, but I like the spices, the tasting powder is giving it a little bit of oomph. It's nice. This is fantastic. Soon, we're gonna share this with everybody. We have many dishes to come and we're all gonna eat together. Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Are you ready to party? Okay, you definitely seem ready.
Cooking for our final meal is nearing completion, and we've got plenty of this. Himalayan-style yak curry, a hearty combination of yak meat, tomato, masala, and other curry spices, braised for hours to allow the protein to tenderize. As villagers dish up, most have their eyes on the curry. Finally, it's time for everyone to enjoy together.
Fantastic, we've done it. Well, I didn't do that much.
No, it's all right, sir.
Thank you. Everybody's enjoying. We've got curry. We have a big vat of sausage here, which we'll get to soon. And then we have a noodle dish. I've never seen noodles like this.
It's kind of local pasta.
A wheat-based noodle dough is carefully kneaded until one consistent doughy blob is formed. Now, instead of tediously shaping and pulling long noodle strands, small thumb-sized bits of dough are ripped away, creating bite-sized shapes. Now for the soup. Stir-fry fresh yak meat on high heat with onion. Add potatoes, carrots, and salt. Then add water and let the soup simmer. After some time, she adds in noodles, garlic, and soy sauce.
I'm gonna try the meat first. Well, that's nice. This meat is so tender and soft, and the sauce that's on here is almost like a gravy. All I hear is the sounds of chewing. I like it. Everyone's getting down. Let me try these noodles. No joke, this is amazing. I love it. It reminds me a little bit of the momo from today, just in how it's very doughy, very chewy, incredible texture, very nice, savory flavors. So this is some of that tripe.
Yak tripe, or stomach, is first boiled to cook it through and to dial down the gamey flavors. Next is chopped into small squares. Then stir-fried with salt and chopped garlic.
Wow. Oh, it's interesting. I like this. So different from anything we've had today. Really chewy, like kind of rubbery. Dense meat, but kind of fun to chew on. Lots of flavor. And a little bit gamey, but gamey in a fun way. Gamey like Mattel. Finally, we have the sausage. Oh, that is beautiful.
It's like a snake.
I like, there's no like sausage links every 6 inches. It's just like a meter long. It's almost irresponsible. Fantastic. So we have the sausage here. You've just cut it up. It doesn't even look that minced. It's like big chunks of organs, which I like. Cheers.
Cheers, sir.
A little gamey. I like the big coarse chunks of meat inside. It tastes like a lot of the flavor has boiled out of it. And so I wonder, do you use this broth?
No, no.
Sometimes when you boil meat like that for a long time, the flavors kind of boil out into the broth. Oh, no, not the case. That's also not very flavorful. I wouldn't drink that either. All right, you guys know what you're doing. This has a lot of character. It's very good. I like everything. My favorite, this right here. These noodles are incredible. Present day, a lot of this village now caters to tourists who come here to do trekking and stuff like that. About what percentage of this village now is here to cater to tourists?
About like 40%.
And when did that begin? Did that begin even before the roads were here?
Yes, sir.
When did the tourism really start to pick up here?
20 years ago, before the village couldn't provide proper services like facilities like hot shower or proper toilet. The facility has upgraded a lot.
Has the culture here changed a lot? Because it feels like this place went from pure agriculture to now halfway just serving other people who are coming here.
No, it hasn't affected heritage and culture. We've been following the culture, tradition that was given by our ancestors up till now. There's a saying in Nepali, Janma Bhumi. That means birthplace. My birthplace is in Kathmandu, right? But my Karma Bhumi means my working place happened here in my ancestors' place.
And you'll retire here and stay here.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace.
Do you have to protect them in any way? Are there predators out here?
Snow leopards.
Oh, snow leopards.
Last year, 2 of the calves were taken by eagle.
Really? Did it fly away with it or just kill it and eat it?
यिनीहरूले हान्छ के यसरी हान्छ पखेटाले
They hit the calves with their wings and blind them with their beaks and then grab them and make them fall from mountain.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
I like you end everything with yes, sir. Yes, sir, that's correct. Like I'm a police officer. So I want to learn my people. How you doing? So I want to. The only thing missing is alcohol. To be fair, I say that in the morning when I'm eating cereal too. Wow, they're feisty now. They're handing out salt. What is the purpose of the salt?
There's something about salt that makes them go crazy.
Okay, come back down, please. Stay here. 3 minutes. Yeah, I know, it hurts, but we're men. Do you think yak meat and beef taste a lot different?
It does, sir.
How do you know? Have you had beef?
Boom, guys, that is the end of our final video here in Nepal. I hope you enjoyed this 5-video series. Very wide-ranging, dynamic, and interesting is what Ebert and Roper said. Let me know down in the comments which part of the series was your favorite. Otherwise, that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. A peace. Turn, say something awkward, weird joke timing, non sequitur, funny joke, and video. Goodbye.